Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Life of Spike. We are on episode 15 of our bathroom build. You can check out a playlist. I finally made a playlist. You guys can check that out. So my mom picked out this dresser that we were originally going to keep all of the drawers. But when we found out, when we put it in place, we found the pipe was going straight down the center. So we mocked up the dresser. It came in here. But then if we add a P-trap, it goes all the way down to the third drawer, all the way up to the top drawer. And figured if it was gonna be my first time modifying drawers, I didn't want to have to be that sophisticated around building drawers around a pipe and having to build all three drawers into a U shape. So we decided, scrap that idea. We're gonna keep this frame. I'm gonna rip these two out, put a solid bar in the front. I'm gonna reinforce it so that it has more structure to it. And then when I've got that centered, I will make two shaker style doors that we can open and close. First things first, I've got to take these feet off, build a base and a toe kick. The job of the toe kick is so that when you're sitting there at the mirror brushing your teeth, you have a place to put your toes. Because usually what you do is you lean up against here with your hips and you don't want your toes to be stubbed on your feet like this. It's great for a dresser, but not great for countertops or vanities. But let's get started. We're gonna rip these feet off. It's been a few days since we did this, and when I was last recording, my camera died, literally, as you can tell by the clip that just ended right out of nowhere. So what I did was I tore the base off, cut off the bottom here, built a little 2x4 base so that we have a nice area for our toe kick or whatever you want to call it. So when we're brushing our teeth, we have lots of space. And I tore off the drawer, all the drawer material except for the back braces. I just left them in just for support. Put in a nice brace in the front. So we're gonna build a couple shaker doors for here and here. And then after the plumber's done doing his plumbing work, I'll put in some nice shelves, and then Mom can do some baskets or some little basket drawers or something like that. Because she's wanted the drawers, got it all nice and sanded down. But instead of putting a granite top, we decided to go, my mom decided to go with a tile. So for a tile countertop, what you need to do is put in a plywood. So we're just gonna use some of the plywood that came with this. It's nice and thick and solid, so it should support the tile. We'll put in our holes. I've got my template right there. Once that's done, we'll give it a good sanding and we'll give it a paint, and that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna go through, put a couple holes in it and go from there. I did go out and get myself a used drill. It's slightly different than our original. This is the newer version, this is the older version, this one's used. But I wanted to have it so that I had two drills with different drill bits ready to go, because I don't like changing drill bits. And then I've got my impact. So then I've got my screws, because what I don't have is I don't have long enough screws to go in to get into the deep. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill it through a 1/4 inch or so, put a pilot screw hole in, and then that way it doesn't split. Pop our screws in with our impact, and then we'll call it done. I just want to check and make sure I didn't accidentally move it. Everything is flat and flush. I'll get started.
Inside of me, you better watch out if you ignite me's a road ahead of full prophecy to be the greatest beast the world has ever seen. I feed him every day like the bones clean. I feed him all the hate and he grows me, and he gets claws real big, pissed off quick. And if you cross him, you might drop dead. Metaphorically, of course, settling this or never getting bored. Loves the blood.
All right, so she's ready to go for tile on top. I'm gonna go give it back to my mom. She can paint it, and I will make the doors, put it all together. We got the hardware, we got the handles. Let's get this done, ready to go. So I'm just gonna take some measurements of the door and then it's off to paint. All right, so we got our shaker door pieces. We're gonna trim them up, we'll mark them up, trim them up, make our doors. Grab my measuring tape and a pencil. So I cut them all down to size just so they fit perfectly together. After I was done cutting them, I clamped them to the table and drilled holes in them with the pocket hole jig.
Adrenaline pressure, it's stormy weather, lightning, thunder, pouring weather.
Yeah, I put a little bit of glue on here, pop some screws in here, and then it's done.
My subconscious an accomplice to me. I promise the darkness I can honestly, but don't cross me, I might lose control of the lost beast. He's locked away inside with the key control.
Just because I'm curious. Very nice. That's so good. So satisfying. Okay, let's do the next one.
For your life ejected, you better give me space, I'm protected. My adrenaline spikes when I'm threatened, and if you stay in my way, I'm aggressive. Cause when there's no exit, I'll kill when I'm desperate.
Okay, I've got my first one put together. And I've also took the router and did a plunge cut all the way around. Probably did it a little too deep, but that's okay. I will know for next time I make shaker style doors. But basically we're gonna take some of this, which is already nice and smooth, and we're just gonna cut ourselves a perfect piece that slides right in here. We will tack it down. Not sure how we're going to do it yet. Probably brainstorm on that ideas and then we'll get back to you on how to do that. On some good ways to do it that isn't visible from the outside and isn't just going to pop through a couple times with the kids or whatever. So let's take a couple measurements and figure that out.
I get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My rap, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
Once again, my camera stopped recording. I'm not sure exactly why. After you saw me cutting the board on the table saw, I trimmed it down and I fit it just perfectly inside the shaker door on the back. And that is my first shaker door, completed. I'm gonna get the other one all done up and ready to go, but I haven't figured out how to mount this one yet. So once I brainstorm that and figure that out, we'll get that done and put it together. But I'm gonna step and take a break and go have some dinner because I am hungry.
Making mistakes like that, I'll put it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit, I go crazy when I'm mad.
So I got my inspiration from Linnea and Akela on YouTube. She did this fan build series, and when she built her shaker door cabinets, I was like, wow, that's so easy to make. So I figured I'll give it a try and make my own. So what I ended up doing is not finding any finishing nails, which was originally what I was going to do. But I found 3/8 screws and drilled it so that it was just the right depth, and the screws are sitting at the correct depth, and it seems to be holding quite well with the wood glue. And if they do fall apart, I can always rebuild them, because the next way I'm going to do it, I'm going to use the table saw to make channels that the plywood can slide into, and then that way there's no screwing or finishing nails and everything's solid and content. Before you actually screw the frame together, the panel would be sliding into the grooves of the channel. But that, you know, you live, you learn, you try, you experiment, you do things like this, and then you just do it. Like before, I never thought I could make a cabinet door, and here I am now making a cabinet door that looks freaking amazing. I'm so proud of myself.
You cannot stop me, I'ma make it to the top spicy. Call a covenant, not cocky. You cannot break me, this world's mine for the taking. Got an inch, man, I'm making. Oh, I'll keep my head down and grind and be patient. I'll take a stab at the top and the sailing. They can all try, but you cannot contain it. Cause I see the things that I want and I take on my goal. Push myself to the brink, no limit. Do what it takes to be free, committed. I'm a little obsessed with things, I'll admit it. But that's what it takes to get a freedom ticket. Got a killer instinct and it's just the beginning. Breaking down walls and the hurt start thinning. And the more you push it, the fast start trimming. Till you're the only one standing up straight, winning all.
No, we never sit still. It's time to stand up, time to take the red pill. To make this our world, gonna die on this hill. Be ready to fight and be ready to kill. We never give.
Frickin' pain in the butt that was. Finally got these in. These are not quite wide enough for these mounts, but this is the actual way. I thought these would have been in there, but these are not the right mounts for something like that, so I just swapped them around and they actually come through right there. So I'm gonna have to put a little dab of paintable silicone across that, as this one as well, and then we'll pop a bead of paint over top of that and it should be fine, but it seems to be working well. These are not going to hold up, so I might have to figure something else out or rebuild these and replace these doors in the future, but this is the only way I could get them mounted properly. But they seem to work. They have soft close, they are perfectly lined up. Put a little handle up here so we can open and close, and we'll get the other door popped on.
Stand up, time to take the red pill. To make this our world, gonna die on this hill. Be ready to fight and be ready.
Well, it's done. This was the most frustrating part of this bathroom build, was getting those doors on. I struggled so hard getting them perfectly aligned and straight, and I still don't even like how they're sitting. They move around a little bit, and I had to do a bunch of modifications to get them to sit properly, and I don't even think they're gonna last long, so I will probably end up rebuilding them maybe this winter or something, or this next spring. I'll maybe rebuild them, but they do open and close. They don't, oops. They don't touch the corner of the wall here, but they will slam and open the door and hit the wall there. But they got soft close. They are very nice. Like, they're very nice hinges, but maybe they have better ones that actually mount differently. So the hole is sitting on this side, and then the length bar sits on that side. I have no idea. All I know is I tried, and it's okay, I guess. I wish I would have known better and built these a little bit more robust so that when they were installed, they installed properly. As you can see, there's a little bit of gap there. I'll have to fill that in, but this side turned out good. But as you can tell, with all of the amount of crap it took to get it to work properly, I probably would have changed it up if I would have known if I had done this. But you live, you learn, you make mistakes, and then you correct them. You know, so next time I'll know to change it so that they work better. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. If you guys like what you see, remember to check out the videos here and here. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification. Hit the like button. Leave a comment if you'd like. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.